Okay, good evening. Today we will be rationalizing your endocrine nursing. Let's start. Number one, while a client with mixed edema is being admitted to the hospital, client reports of having experienced a lack of energy, cold intolerance, and puffiness around the eyes and face. Nurses know that these symptoms are caused by lack of production of which hormone. So let's underline the history of your client. It says here it's mixed edema. And we all know that mixed edema is a complication of hypothyroidism. Mixed edema is the worst form of hypothyroidism. Therefore, the answer here is letter C. Next, number two. Client is admitted to the hospital with a suspected diagnosis of Graves' disease. Which symptom related to the client's menstrual cycle would the client likely report? So first, let us differentiate the different option. Amenorrhea is the absence. Repeat. This is the absence of mens. From the word amenorrhea. Menorrhagia is heavy or prolonged. Prolonged. Masyadong marami yung dugo or masyadong matagal. Metrorrhagia is in between or unexpected. Unexpected. While dysmenorrhea is the pain due to menstruation. Now, in the case of your Graves' disease is a condition wherein there is abnormally high thyroid hormones. Abnormally high thyroid hormones. And if there's an abnormally high thyroid hormones, patient has increased basal metabolic rate. The patient's metabolism is fast. And therefore, tendency is if you have a abnormally fast metabolism, you lose fluid. There is fluid loss from the sweat, from diarrhea, and if you have fluid loss, the body will tend to compensate. The body will compensate. The body will tend to retain or to keep fluid. And because of this compensation, client who has Graves' disease or abnormal high thyroid hormone will have no mens. The patient will have no mens. The patient will develop letter A, amenorrhea. Just remember, if your patient have Graves' disease, everything is up except for two. There are two that is down in Graves' disease. That is mens and of course weight. These two are decreased in Graves' disease or your hyperthyroidism. Next, number three. Client with diabetes mellitus has a blood glucose level of 644 milligrams per dl. Nurse interpret that this client is most at risk of developing which type of acid-base imbalance. So we all know the case of the patient is DM. And DM, most of DM is at risk to develop acidosis. Secondary to ketones. Okay? Secondary to ketones production. Therefore, the answer here is somewhere between, let's eliminate B and eliminate D. The only answer here is between A or C. And the answer here is letter A, metabolic acidosis. Next. Number 4, the home care nurse is developing a plan of care for an older client with type 1 DM who has gastroenteritis. To maintain food and fluid intake, to prevent dehydration, the nurse plan to. The patient has DM and the patient is at risk for dehydration. Secondary to gastroenteritis. Now the patient is also at risk for DKA. Remember? And dehydration will precipitate DKA. So you must prevent dehydration or else patient will develop DKA. And to prevent dehydration is we need to give fluids. And to be able to give the appropriate fluid, it should contain electrolyte and glucose. So eliminate A because in A it says water only. You cannot withhold fluids in B because a patient will lead or will go into DKA. So it's either C or D. Answer, letter C. Encourage your client to take 8 to 12 ounces of fluid while awake. It's the best answer. This is your fluid replacement. Fluid replacement. Okay, the answer is C. Next, number 5. The nurse provides discharge instruction for a client beginning oral hypoglycemic therapy or your OHA. Which statement, if made by the client, indicate a need for further instruction? Select all that applies. So we're looking for something that is negative, something that will need further instruction. So let's go number 1. If I'm ill, I should skip my daily dose. Okay? So this is negative. This is a need for further instruction because if you're ill, the more you need to take your insulin or the more you need to take your OHA. Because when you're ill, your glucose requirement also is increased. Or illness increases your glucose requirement. So you need to take your insulin or your OHA. So all we're looking for negative, remember? So all option that has no number 1 should be eliminated. Eliminate C, eliminate D. So that leaves us to only 2 options, A or B. Next, number 2. If I overeat, I will double my dose. Remember that only the doctor can increase or decrease dosage. So number 2 is also negative. It also means need for further instruction. But A and B has both 2. Okay, number 3. Oral agents are effective in managing type 2 diabetes. This is correct. Remember that in type 1, we give insulin only. In type 2, we give insulin and OHA because OHA is only effective in type 2. So 3 is positive. It does not indicate need for further instruction. Therefore, A is wrong. Boston is the best answer. So going on, this is negative. You cannot just discontinue. And this is negative because your OHA does not discolor your urine. This is positive. The answer here is B. Next, number 6. A nurse is caring for a client with diagnosis of Cushing syndrome. Nurse plan which of these measures to prevent you. This is the issue. You want to prevent complication from this medical condition. So remember that this disorder will tend to increase your sugar, your salt, and your sex. The answer here is letter A. Why do you need to monitor your glucose? Because Cushing can cause hyperglycemia. It can cause hyperglycemia. It increases sugar. Encouraging daily jogging, yeah, but not related to Cushing. Letter C is done for pheochromocytoma. Eliminate, eliminate, eliminate. A is the best answer. A is the only true answer. Next, number 7. Client is admitted to the hospital with diagnosis of Cushing syndrome. Nurse monitor the client for which of the following that is likely to occur in this client. So the case of your client is Cushing. We all know that Cushing will increase sugar, salt, and sex. Therefore, eliminate B because it should be hyperglycemia. Eliminate A and D because A and D are similar, right? And it's not likely that patient with Cushing will develop hypovolemia because remember that they have increased salt. If you increase salt, you increase water in the body. So it should be hyper, not hypo. The only left answer is letter C, mood swings or mood disturbance. This is secondary to your hormonal imbalance. Hormonal imbalance. Because remember that Cushing also affects your sex hormones. So mood swings can be manifested by Cushing. Next, number 8. Nurses care for a client scheduled for bilateral adrenalectomy for treatment of adrenal tumor that is producing excessive aldosterone or your primary hyperaldosteronism. Nurse appropriately tell the client which of the following. So let's go back to the situation. It says here patient will undergo bilateral, which means both. Adrenalectomy means your adrenal gland. So both adrenal gland will be removed. And we all know that your adrenal gland is the one that produces the following. It produces norepinephrine, it produces epinephrine, it produces cortisol, it produces aldosterone, and it produces androgen. Therefore, if you remove both adrenal gland, there will be no more production of this hormone. The patient will undergo hormonal replacement. Hormonal replacement for life. Remember, for life. The answer here is Dallas. Next, number 9. The nurse is caring for a client who is scheduled for adrenalectomy. Nurse plans to administer which medication in the preoperative period prevent a Addisonian crisis. So remember that if a disorder or a condition ends with crisis, basically it's an emergency. And when we talk about emergency, we do not use the oral route to give drugs. So eliminate A. Also eliminate letter C because this is a diuretic and it has nothing to do with Addisonian crisis. So that leaves us only to two options, B or D. Answer, Dallas. Because B is a mineralocorticoid. Mineralocorticoid. While this is a glucocorticoid. Now, after adrenalectomy, to prevent a dissonant crisis, the patient needs to receive glucocorticoids immediately after adrenalectomy. Therefore, the answer here is Dallas. Next, number 10. Nurses preparing client with Graves' disease to receive radioactive iodine therapy. Nurse tell the client which of the following about the therapy. A. After the initial dose, subsequent treatment must continue lifelong. So, eliminate A because radiation is not lifelong. Okay? Hindi forever na mag-undergo ng radiation yung patient. Okay? Tandaan, walang forever. Okay? B. Radioactive iodine is designed to destroy the entire? No, it will not destroy the entire radiation because radioactive iodine is just a local radiation. Local radiation, not the entire thyroid. C or D? Answer, letter C. It will take 6 to 8 weeks before you experience relief. Okay? Letter D is wrong because patient who receive radioactive iodine does not need precaution because in this case, the radioactivity quickly dissipates. Remember that. Quickly dissipates because your radiation quickly goes out through your urine. So thus the patient does not need to follow special precaution. C is the answer. Next. Okay, number 11. Nurse is preparing to care for a client returning from the operating room after a subtotal thyroidectomy. Nurse anticipate the need for which of the following item to be placed at bedside. So remember, the case of your patient is subtotal thyroidectomy. Remember that patient who undergoes thyroidectomy is at risk to develop hypocalcemia. And hypocalcemia can lead to a condition called tetany. And tetany can cause eventually laryngeal spasm. Therefore, if there will be laryngeal spasm, there will be difficulty of breathing. Now, in the event of laryngeal spasm, you need to insert tracheostomy tube. That's why at bedside, you need a tracheostomy set. The answer here is Boston. Next, number 12. Nurses admitting a client with diagnosis of hypothyroidism. Nurse perform which of the following that will provide data related to this diagnosis? So which among the four, A, B, C, and D, if done by the nurse, will um, will give the nurse a symptom that is related to hypothyroidism? The answer here is letter A. Why? Because patient who has hypothyroidism develops facial edema, specifically near the eyes. They have what? Blank stares. So these are manifestation of hypothyroidism that can only be assessed if you inspect face. The answer is letter A. Next, number 13. A nurse is developing a discharge plan for a post-op client who had one adrenal gland removed. The nurse should include which of the following in the nursing care plan. So the case of your patient is unilateral unilateral adrenalectomy. So one adrenal gland was removed, one is still remaining. Therefore, eliminate D because you only do D if both adrenal gland is removed. So going back, patient who has undergone adrenalectomy will undergo corticosteroid therapy temporarily. Why? This is to prevent adrenal insufficiency. And if you're under steroid therapy, you're prone to infection. Therefore, the answer here is letter C. Next, number 14. Nurse develop post-op care plan for a client scheduled for hypophyseectomy. Which intervention should be included in the plan of care? Select all that applies. So going back to the situation, let's break it down. You're the nurse and you're developing a plan. What plan? Plan about post-op. Therefore, you're not preparing for the patient after the surgery. So, ang focus mo is post-op care ng client after the surgery. Anong surgery? Hypophyseectomy. This is the removal of your pituitary gland. And we're looking for positive, right? Kasi sabi, intervention that will be included. One, this is positive. You need to include daily weight because after removal of your pituitary gland, the patient is at risk to develop diabetes insipidus, which poses your client to fluid volume deficit. Of course, you also need to check for INO, again for fluid status. You need to elevate the bed, yes, because this will try to wait, nagahang yung pencil ko. Wait lang po. For a while. I'll just pause for a while. I'm sorry. My computer hang back there. Going back, like I said, this is positive, positive. This is positive because this will decrease intracranial pressure, while these two will increase ICP. So all option that has 4 and 5 is wrong, like A, B, and D. Answer, letter C. Next, number 15. Client undergoes thyroidectomy and the nurse monitor the client for sign of damage to parathyroid gland. Which of the following finding indicate damage to parathyroid gland? So remember that your parathyroid gland is responsible for calcium regulation. Okay? If your client has damage to parathyroid gland, your patient may develop hypocalcemia. And among these A, B, C, and D, the sign of hypocalcemia is Dallas, tingling around the mouth. That's a manifestation of hypocalcemia. Next, number 16. Nurse is conducting a health history on a client with hyperparathyroidism. Which of the following question asked by the client would elicit information about the condition? So we're looking for a question that is specifically asking about hyperparathyroidism. The answer here is Boston. Are you experiencing pain in your joints? Why? Because parathyroid hormone goes to the bone. For example, that's the bone. So when parathyroid goes to the bone releases its calcium. Okay? It releases the calcium. So the bone is being demineralized. Calcium is being removed from the bone. Therefore, the patient may experience pain in the joints. B is the answer. Next, number 17. Client is diagnosed with hypothyroidism. Nurse perform an assessment on the client and expect to note which of the following. Select all that apply. So let's try to classify this symptom. Weight loss. This is for hyper. Bradycardia. Yes, that's hypo. Hypotension. Yes. Dry skin. Yes. Heat intolerance. This is hyper. Decreased body temperature. Of course. Therefore, the answer here is 2, 2, 3, 4, 6. The answer here is letter C. Next, number 18. Client is diagnosed with diabetes insipidus. Nurse perform an assessment on the client and expect to note which of the following. Select all that apply. So if we try to study your DI or your diabetes insipidus, this patient main symptom is polyuria. Patient is urinating uncontrollably. Therefore, since the patient is urinating uncontrollably, the patient is at risk to develop fluid volume deficit. So if you have a fluid volume deficit, eliminate 1 because it should be tachy. Eliminate 2 because it should be hypotension. Therefore, the answer here is, sorry, not C, but, sorry, not D either, letter A. 3, 4, 5, 6. Next, number 19. Regular insulin by, underline the word, continuous IV infusion is prescribed for a client with blood glucose level of 700 milligram per dl. Nurse plan 2. So remember here in this situation that you're going to give the insulin continuously. Any drug given continuously must be given using an infusion pump, letter C. Because infusion pump provide the best control of delivery of medication. Okay? C is the answer. Next, 20. Client undergoes subtotal thyroidectomy. Nurse ensure that which priority item should be at bedside upon arrival in the operating room. Okay? So the client just came from OR. What should be at bedside? So remember again, patient with has undergone subtotal thyroidectomy. Patient who has undergone subtotal thyroidectomy are at risk for respiratory distress. Why? Because of its proximity to your trachea. Remember that your thyroid is near your trachea. That's why at bedside, there should be the following: oxygen and suction unit. The answer here is Boston. Next, number 21. Nurse is preparing the bedside for a post-op parathyroidectomy. Post-op, so the surgery is done. Client is expected to return to the unit after 1 hour. Nurse ensure that which specific equipment should be at bedside. Again, the case of your client, parathyroidectomy, patient is at risk to develop hypocalcemia, and hypocalcemia can cause tetany, and tetany can cause laryngeal spasm. Therefore, the patient needs tracheostomy set. B is the answer. Next, number 22. Clinic nurse instruct a client with diabetes mellitus about how to prevent diabetic ketoacidosis on days when the client is feeling ill. Which statement by the client indicates need for further instruction? Answer A. Why? Because if you're ill and you have DM, the more you need, the more you need insulin. Don't stop insulin or OHA. Did you get it? Don't stop. Next, number 23. Nurse is instructing a client with diabetes regarding hypoglycemia. Which statement by the client indicates need for further instruction? Answer Dallas. Because if you're hypoglycemic, don't take your insulin because insulin will worsen your hypoglycemia. Okay, next. 24. Nurse develop plan of care for an older client with diabetes mellitus. The nurse plan to first A. Structure menu for adherence. This is wrong because if you will structure the menu, this will promote dependence. We need to promote independence. B. Teach videotape. This is also wrong. Why? Because if you're trying to teach, it is better to teach the client and let the client perform procedure hands-on. Video is not that effective. So it's either C or D. You do not encourage dependence. Answer Dallas. Why? This is to assess. You first need to assess ability. Ability to what? Ability to self-care or to care for the self. This is the answer. Next, number 25. A nurse is teaching a client who had been newly diagnosed with diabetes mellitus about blood glucose monitoring. Nurse teach the client to report glucose level that consistently exceeding the normal blood glucose is 70 to 110 milligram per DL. Patient who has DM, since they have DM, expected that their glucose is greater than 70 to 110. Okay? So, in the option, there are three greater than 110. Uh, all of the four, I should say, are greater than 110. But, we're talking about reports. Which value is reportable? Okay? A is high, yes, but it's not reportable. B is high, yes, but it's not reportable. Why? These are expected. Why? Because your patient has TM. If you have DM, it's expected that you will have hyperglycemia, but not to the point that it exceeds letter C. If patient who have DM have a glucose that is greater than 250, it means you need to report already to the doctor. C is the answer. Although A and B is high, it's expected because your patient have DM. It's not reportable. Next, 26. Nurse is reviewing home care instruction with an older client who has type 1 DM and a history of DKA. Client spouse is present when the instructions are being given. Which statement by the spouse indicate further teaching is necessary? Answer, letter A. Like I said, even if you're ill, even if you have disease, don't stop your insulin or OHA. A is the answer. Next, number 27. Nurse provide home care instruction to a client with Cushing syndrome. Nurse determined that client understand the hospital discharge instruction. The client makes which statement? So we're looking for something that indicates understanding. So we're looking for positive. A. I need to eat food low in potassium. Going back, Cushing is a condition wherein there's increased sugar, salt, sex. Sugar means glucose, salt means sodium, sex means testosterone. So if you have high sodium tendency, you have low E, you are low in potassium. So you need to eat food high in potassium. Eminent A. C. I need to check the temperature of my legs twice a day. Is not necessary. I need to take aspirin rather than Tylenol for headache. Is not related to this disease. Boston is the answer. Why? Because your Cushing is, like I said, has increase in cortisol secretion. Cortisol increases hydrochloric acid, which makes the patient prone to ulcer. If you have ulcer, you may experience bleeding, and bleeding may be reflected on the stool. That's why you need B. Check stool. Next, 28. Nurse in an outpatient diabetic clinic is monitoring a client with type 1 DM. Today's blood work revealed a glycosylated hemoglobin level of 10%. Nurse creates a teaching plan on the basis of the understanding that this result indicates which of the following. So let's talk about your glycosylated hemoglobin. Glycosylated hemoglobin reflects glucose control. How well do you control your glucose? The normal should be less than 7%. Therefore, 10% is high, means poor control in glucose. A, normal, no. B, a value that does not offer information regarding management is wrong. C, low value is wrong. Dallas is the answer. High value indicates client is not managing blood glucose very well. Next, 29. Nurses instructing a client with type 1 DM about management of hypoglycemic reaction. Nurse instruct the client that hypoglycemia most likely occur during which time interval after insulin. We all know that insulin can cause hypoglycemia. And we all know that insulin is strongest at the peak. A is the answer. Next, 30. Nurses care for a client who is scheduled to have thyroidectomy. Provide instruction to the client about surgical procedure. Which statement by the client will indicate an understanding of nurse instruction? Answer is letter C. Why? Because post-operatively, you need to avoid tension. Avoid tension to the suture. And how would you avoid tension? You need to support your neck. You need to support your neck every time you are coughing or turning. Answer letter C. Okay? This is the end of your endo. I hope you got high. We will have more. Thank you.